just talked to Carson about it. He says you guys aren't really feeling the pressure, but is that different for you having to take the ball on the first day?
No, I wouldn't say there's any pressure. This is something you kind of dream of, you think of, that you want to get into these regionals and pitch, and I just think it's more of an opportunity than pressure. I think it's something that, we get the opportunity to do, that we can, show people what we're made of, and I think if I just go out there and do what I've been doing all year, that I think we'll have a good chance of winning.
Is there a responsibility of the guy who gets the ball first to set the tone for the weekend?
Yeah, I guess you could say it's responsibility. It's just like your Friday night guy on every weekend. It's kind of that guy that goes out there, sets the tone, gives your team that beat that lets them know, we can play, we're ready to go, and that I think if you can get that game one under your belt and get those first few innings with the intensity and the kind of game we play, I think it really could help us.
Does Rice squad look a little different than the first time you faced them earlier this year?
They do have a lot of the same guys, returning from last year, but pitching against them earlier this year kind of gives you that sense of familiarity, something that you know is always good, that you've seen this team before, you know what they have, and that I think if I can just go out there and just continue doing what I do and do what we all do, I think we have a good chance.
What's the good and the bad about playing here before, but also having faced teams like them, LSU, things like that?
Well, we're very, very familiar with the stage, playing here once every year and then being in the regional last year and then 2 or 3 years ago being in the same regional. I think it's good to know. We know what we're going to get. We know what the atmosphere is going to be like. We know what the fans are going to be like. And I think it's just good knowing that we know what's going to happen. We know who's going to be here. The rain, that we're ready for that. We're prepared for that. Same thing that may happen this year that happened last year. So I think it's good knowing who you're going to play. And some teams may say they like playing a team they really haven't played before or that they haven't seen. But I think it's good seeing 2 of the 3 teams that we may face that we've seen already this year.
Carson said you guys want to do to Rice what they did to y'all a year ago. Does this feel like a little bit of a revenge game?
Yeah, I guess you could say so. The way they sent us home last year was nothing to be proud about. We definitely didn't play the way that we were capable of playing, and I think this year, gives us that opportunity after beating them 2 out of 3 already. That it's a new slate. Everyone's 0-0 in the playoffs, you could say, and I think it's a game that we're all looking forward to. That we can beat them and hopefully move on in this regional.
What does this team have that's different than previous teams that can push you guys further in this regional?
I'd say this is probably one of the most mentally tough teams we've had. I think, our pitching staff, we've kind of gone through some injuries. People had to step up when they maybe weren't necessarily expecting to, but I think we've handled that pressure. We've handled that adversity well, and I think we're ready for what's to come this weekend.
As a 2 seed from the Southland and in that large bid, do you feel like you're carrying the banner for the conference going into this weekend?
Yeah, I guess you could say so. The Southland has never had a team reach the Super Regional, so I think it'd be awesome for us to be that first team to do that and represent our conference well. Because some people may not think of it as a very strong conference, but we know playing it every year that there's good teams, and that if we can kind of show people what the Southland is about, I think it's always good for our conference.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.